Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail, and we're continuing here at the village of KILLINCHY in County Down and in the parish graveyard. And of course this parish graveyard is tremendously old. In the last video I showed you a grave from the early 1600s, and there's quite a number of graves from the 18th century as well. But the first one I want to show you here is this one here, and it's 1875, and you can see there 1806, and there's 1800 as well on that grave, so right back to the 1800s. And it's Joseph, you can see above the date there. The rest of it's hard to make out, but what attracted me to this particular grave is this here creature, because that looks like a seahorse to me. It certainly looks like a seahorse because it's got no tail, but yet it's like a horse at the front. So I don't know what you would think that is, but to me that looks like a seahorse. So there you are. Now there's another grave here I'm going to show you, and it's from the 18th century, and it's this one here, this old grave here, and it's here I have the body of Patrick Withers, who died June, I think that's the 11th, but it's 1747, if you can see that, 1747, and it's Patrick Withers. So there you are. However, what we're going to look at in this video is two men in particular, and both these men were executed. They were hung in Downpatrick for their involvement in the 1798 rebellion, and both these gentlemen are actually buried here in the graveyard. So the first one is this man here, and a wee bit hard to make out, but his name is Dr. James Cord, and a wee bit of confusion over what age he was executed at, because on the grave it says 51, but inside it actually says that he was executed at the age of 31. So I'm not too sure which is correct, where it was 51 or 31, but certainly you can see the year he was executed, if you can see that there, which is 1798. And Dr. James Cord then, he was hung at Downpatrick for his part in the 1798 rebellion. Now, according to an eyewitness, he is said to have led the men of KILLINCHY into the Battle of Saintfield that day, riding on a white horse. So I suppose he would remind you a wee bit of King Billy, because the tradition has it that King Billy was on a white horse. But so there you are. So Dr. James Cord is said to have led his men into the Battle of Saintfield, riding on a white horse. So there you go. So that's the first man, and we're going to look at the second man. Now, I had a wee bit of scraping to do to get the grass off this grave. It was covered, most of it, but or at least a lot of it, but I managed to find it from the photograph, and I managed to find that last one there as well from the photograph. So this one is of James McCann, and he was also hung at Downpatrick for his alleged part in the 1798 rebellion. And this is the grave here. As you can see, I've done a wee bit of scraping to get the grass off it, but this is a grave here, so it is. And so this is James McCann, and he was another leader of the KILLINCHY men, and he was hung at Downpatrick for his part in the 1798 rebellion. So there you are. So great to find these graves, and I didn't know about these two men until I actually came to KILLINCHY today, and I hadn't planned on coming to KILLINCHY. I had planned on going to the monastery, but when I seen this, I actually seen an advertisement for the Reverend Livingstone and the history. I said to myself, I'm going to check this out. And I was glad I did, because it was open today, which was excellent. So that's fantastic. So there you go. So thanks for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. And if you enjoy the channel, please like, share and subscribe. And also if you hit the notification bell, then every time I upload a video, you will be notified. So there you go. That's Killinchy Parish Church. And that's the two United Irishmen who were hung at Downpatrick for their part in the 1798 rebellion. And they are now buried in Killinchy graveyard. Thanks for watching, and God bless.